morning, Floss Tube. It's August 19th, I believe. I think so. And it's been a long time since I've been here. I'm glad to be back, trying to get my bearings and everything again. It's 55 degrees, 12 degrees Celsius for those of my friends away from the States, and it's going to go to a high of only 15 degrees Celsius, which is kind of strange for this time of the year. We had a storm move in. Thank goodness it blew out some of the smoke from the California fires, which keep being blown our way. And then they just kind of settle in our area and then just make it the air really bad. So I'm grateful for this storm, actually, and to have a little bit of cooler weather. 55 degrees for me right now just feels really good. So anyway, I want to let you know that I'm Colette, the Highway Stitcher. For those of you who do not know me, it may be your first time here. And grateful for all of you who always stay and join me. And also grateful for those of you who've decided to come join me for the first time. And I'm grateful for that. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you so much for all your comments. Always, I love the comments. As I know, most people who do Floss Tube love the comments too. So thanks for the comments. And just keep watching, and I'll let you know near the end of the video why I haven't been around for a few weeks. I was trying to make this a weekly video, and then I dropped off the face of the earth, and so I'll let you know what was going on as far as that. Of course, I'm going to show you my whips, 1FO, and a new start. I believe only one new start. And a little bit of haul. I have a lot more haul, but this one particular one, the rest I'm going to just put aside because it's been like 3.5 weeks since I videoed, and it's just too much to show. But the one thing I want to show is quite special to me. And plans, of course, and then life updates at the end. But before I get on to my whips, which is what I first usually do, is I had a couple of giveaways that I was doing. And I did pull the names through the random comment generator. I did that yesterday, so that I wouldn't have to take up the time here. And I want to let you know who won these two giveaways. So anyway, the first one was this hedgehog house, which I offered a few weeks ago. And the person's name who came up was Deborah Davis. I'm going to put my email down below, of course, in the notes part. Deborah, if you watch this video, please contact me by email so I can get your snail mail address and send this pattern to you. Congratulations, Deborah. As far as the second one, which was this kit of these 4 bookmarks and the floss and the Ada, the winner for that is Laundry Stitcher. So Laundry Stitcher, if you're watching, please contact me by my email below. I will also contact both you, Deborah, and the Laundry Stitcher, and let you know that you won by my, the comments down below too. So anyway, congratulations to both of you. And before I forget, I am going to actually have a couple more giveaways, so I'll just go ahead and say those now before I go on. This is a little kit of 2 little cat bookmarks, and it's got the fabric and the floss. I thought that was cute. Oh wait, actually one's a dog and one's a cat. So anyway, if you're interested in this, just go ahead and put let's see, paw prints, because I see the little paw prints there for both the cat and the dog. So if you're interested in this particular kit, put paw prints in your comments. However you want to do it. You can just put paw prints if you want, or you can make a funny comment. So that's the first one. And then the second one, excuse the plastic and how badly this one is kitted up, but this is my old Peruvian Flare Cat's Reflection sampler that I finished. You who have seen it before really enjoyed it. This pattern has been bent and folded, of course, so you're going to have to end up, just keeping it as it is. But it's still the pattern itself, and I know a lot of you really enjoyed it. So with this one, why don't you put down Peru? do Peru for this one. So I know you're interested in the Peruvian cat's reflection sampler. So, and before I do anything else, I have got to turn off the sound for my phone because I didn't realize it was gonna sound off like that. So, okay, now on to whips. On to finished objects, actually. The last time, three weeks ago, I had mentioned that I basically finished Needle Treasures. This was a kit, feeding time, with the little girl and her chickens. But I really was not totally finished with it. I still had to do the back stitching. So here she is, totally finished. And boy, does the back stitching add to that. Makes some of these patterns just look so nice. So there she is. This was stitched with the kit fabric, of course, and the floss. I just went ahead and used what it had. And just a lovely, lovely Hummel stitch. And for you guys to see what the two look like together, I did find, this was the goat herder. I did find him. I'm going to be putting these over my face, excuse me, but thought you would want to see. Of course, I don't know whether or not it's going to show up good if I can't see it, but I think you can see him there. So I called him the little goat boy and her the little chickie girl. So, but there they are, all finished up so we can get them framed. So I was pretty excited about that, and just really fun. Grateful for the challenges I was in that helped me work towards the finish on this. So anyway, that's my finished object. And now on to my whips. Okay, the first one is if you watch me any amount of time, you're going to know this. It's my Lizzie Kate monthly flip it. This month was August. Those cute sunflowers. I stitched this, of course, on Vintage Country Mocha, 28 count, and I used most of the called for flosses, though I did do some substituting. So if you're interested in it for any reason, contact me, please. But for the most part, I did use the called for colors. I kind of look through my overdyes, and if I have them, then I use them for the piece. If I don't, then I just look at my other like I get color and cotton and Victoria Mono threads, and so I just go through those and find ones that kind of are close to the color that they're using. I'm doing this 2/2 with 2 floss threads over 2 linen threads, and this adds to the next one. This was 1,333 stitches, by the way, so they're a little bit more than you think. I've been cutting these squares like in about this size and then doing them, and then I'll cut them apart and make them into my little blocks. So I thought maybe you might want to see the May, June, July, and August all together. So there they are before I cut them apart. So now I just have 4 more before the end of the year. Have I finished any of them yet? Of course not, because I'm Colette the Unfinisher. But I'm excited to have them all. Keeping up on them anyway, and I will get to finishing them. I will definitely do that so I can display them. So that's Lizzie Kate, the August Flip It, and that is a finish of the month. My next one here is Temperature Topography. This is by Stitching Mommy, one of her temperature charts for the year of the several that she makes. And this one here is being stitched on a 28 count, a 32 count Be Stitched Me fabric. I'm in the Be Stitched Me monthly fabric, and it's called in the colorway Peanut, and I'm using the varied 4-degree range of color for this, which seemed to be the correct one to use at the time, but as I mentioned in my last Floss Tube, we've had so much of the same kind of weather, it hasn't varied quite as much as it generally does in Utah. I did the Y because it's been like 3 weeks. I finished the Y, the A, and the U. And the Y, of course, as all of July, was very, very hot. It didn't vary much between 95 and 103 degrees pretty much here in Utah in July. But then when we moved on into August, it did more of what it normally does. So you can see it a little closer. And it was like it did, as you can see, it went kind of, it dropped into the 70s That's right. It dropped into the 70s some, and then moved up again into the 90s and kind of went back and forth. The U, it kind of stayed more 80s than 90s, so that's why it's a little more not as quite varied in the colors. Now, when I start doing the G, this will be interesting because we'll have a drop of this 55, and that'll be really strange. So anyway, this is stitched two floss threads over 2 linen threads. Okay, I had 2 new starts now that I think about it. The one new start has to do with a virtual retreat that I'm going to in September called Friend Stitch. And they sent us a pattern ahead of time that we needed to pre-stitch. And this was the pattern. It's called Autumn Gathering. So, and I did not get their called for fabric for it. I just decided to sub out fabric that I had. So this is a 32 count. We needed a 32 count for it because we're going to do finishing during the virtual retreat. So I found a 32 count Zweigart Tumbleweed. So I like this color. It's just a good basic color to use. And all of the threads really showed up well on it. And this is, of course, 2 floss threads over 2 linen threads. Amazingly, this was like, this was quite a few stitches. This was like about 600 stitches. I don't have it written down, but I was surprised at how many there was. But it went really fast because letters just go really fast. And it's really cute. So it'll be fun to see what we end up doing for our finishing for this autumn gathering. So that was a start and finish in just a day, I think. It didn't take very long to do. The next one is a favorite of a lot of you, the Linen and Threads Talavera 2021 Linen and Threads Mystery Cell. This is just a mock-up of the actual picture. I usually show that ahead of time so people have an idea who've not seen this before. And this was the actual part that we worked on, and I also did some of the strips. And the before picture is right here. And this is my after picture. Anyway, this it's coming along. It's so pretty. I really, really like it. This is being stitched on 32 count. Just a white Zweigart Lugana. So I wanted the colors to stand out, so that's why I picked just a white on it. And let's see. It's about 1,700 stitches total that I did in the last 3 weeks. So I'm eventually getting there, as you can see on the strips down the side. I work on them a little bit. I worked on them a little for a challenge and a little for a daily 30, but then I put it away for other challenges that I wanted to work on. So that's what it's looking like now. Okay, the next piece is, these next 4 pieces are for my daily 30 challenge pieces for Zombie Run. And this first one was my new add to Zombie Run because I had finished the feeding girl, feeding time, the little chicken girl. I added Those Who Sing by Drawn Thread because this is my birthday start. My October 29 B-Day Sal, and I'm not doing very good in it, and usually I'm almost totally finished with my birthday piece by now, and I decided this needed to go into my challenges for Zombie Run so I can get it done by the end of October. So anyway, this is what it looked like beforehand. And this is what it looks like now. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Vintage Stormy Night by Zweigart. This is the fabric by Zweigart that is printed on the front looking like a hand-dyed fabric, but on the back it's just plain colored. And I'm using all the called for threads. And it's, I'm stitching this 2 floss threads over 2 linen threads. And I got about 408 stitches on this so far. I need to get 4 more miles for my challenge. And so I'm going to use this piece to get another 800 stitches done by the end of the month. Of course, that's in my plans. Should have put that in my plans. But anyway, that's what I'm planning on doing because I want to get a lot more done on it. And I did get, I did get a significant amount done. The birds do not have their beaks. It's because they're a specialty stitch, as well as up at the top there's some more. And because it's kind of a looser woven stitch, I do not want to, I stitch in my Q-snap and I don't want them to get stretched or wrecked out even if I put things under the Q-snap. So I'm going to wait till the end and stitch it in hand. So anyway, I think that's all on this one. And just looking forward to getting more done on it. Okay, what my second zombie run piece is Emerald City by Owl Forest Designs. And I'm putting a picture of it in here. And here is what it looks like now. As you can see, I worked more on the actual city, Emerald City. So this is being stitched on a 32 count even weave by an Etsy seller called Hand Dyed by Rolanda. I thought it kind of lent itself good to Wizard of Oz, Emerald City, because it looks like it's like the tornado going all around. So, and I'm stitching it though with the called for DMC threads, which seem to be for the most part showing up pretty good. So Glinda there doesn't have her face yet. I will eventually get her face in, but I've been busy trying to keep up on the main part of it. And this is 2 floss threads over 2 linen threads, and I did 479 stitches in this piece. So it's Emerald City. Okay, my third zombie run challenge piece is Garden Prelude by Mirabilia. And this is what she looked like beforehand. And this is what she looks like now. I got a lot more done down the rear side, right along there. So, as you can see. I just love this piece. That dress just keeps going out and out and out and out. This is being stitched on 32 count, which that's most Mirabilias are stitched on 32 count, with the called for floss. And this piece of fabric is a picture of this plus fabric, linen, called Demoiselle, Demoiselle. And it's kind of hard to tell, but it has like light subtle modelings of yellows, greens, purples, blues, just very, very, very subtle. You can kind of maybe see it a little better back farther. I first was going to do this whole piece, but now I just need to get it finished up for my granddaughter who graduates this year from high school. So she's a violinist and does a very good job. So that's why I picked this piece. But now I'm just going to actually stitch the lady. And that's all I'm going to do. And then I'll be able to get it ready and give it to her. I'm not going to stitch the background. And that I ended up getting 468 stitches in. Fourth zombie run piece is Harriet Elizabeth Coe by Brenda Gervais. And I'll put in a picture of what I did last here. And this is what I've gotten done since then. I'm stitching this one on 28 count, picture this plus fog linen, 2 floss threads over 2 linen threads, and let's see, it's pretty much all the called for, so I don't think I changed anything out. You can see those lighter color like the K and the V when I put it in closer, and the P and the Z. From farther back, they're a little harder to see, but actually when you actually see the piece in person, you can see them. So I ended up doing some more of the border, the rest of the letters, and starting the flower border through the middle. And I got 412 stitches in this. Okay. Now I'm going to go into a new start that I did along, that autumn gathering was a new start too, but this is another new start. I was watching Amy Loves Toads, Floss Tube, and she was starting a new Christmas stocking. She had finished her other Christmas stocking, and she decided to go for the gold, one of the Dimensions gold kits, and she said she was a little bit leery in starting it. Because of all of the, all the extra different things you got to do with it. And I had been kind of leery myself, and I kept telling myself I needed to start a Christmas stocking and start getting them done. And I have lots of these. So when she held up this one, it was the same as one of the ones I had, which is called Enchanted Ornament Stocking. I decided, oh my goodness, I have got to join in on this to get working on my stocking. So she was starting hers on a Sunday, so I decided I would do the same thing. So I'm going to work on this on Sundays, and I started it 2 Sundays ago. So this is what I've done so far. And actually, this is going to be one of the globes. I started in the middle and started working my way up. And you can kind of see some little houses and a fence taking shape in the trees. So that's the beginning of one of the globes there on the stocking. And this is, of course, a kit. I'm using the kit fabric and the kit floss that goes with it. It's a 16 count, kind of a pale blue Ada. And so far, it's actually been really fun to do. I've been enjoying it. And in the 2 weeks, I didn't get a whole lot done, but I did get about 629 stitches total, so like around 300 and some each for each Sunday. So I'm going to continue working on that. See how much more of that I can get done. I think I'm going to continue up into the globe more on it, I think. So that was my new start. Oh, actually, my goodness gracious, I had one start finish with Autumn Gathering. I have this one new start, but I actually have another new start too. Full Coverage Fanatics over the weekend. I'm going into my full coverage pieces now. It had a less is more weekend stitch. And so over the weekend, you needed to work on something that you had with your least amount of colors. So I decided it was a good time for me to start this pattern because it only had 30 colors in it. So this is a brand new start. And Sarah Stitchy Mommy did this pattern for me, designed this pattern for me. And this is a picture. It's called Baby Smiles. And I'm doing a name called Mommy and Me, or Mom and Me, because this is my mom and me as a baby back in the 50s, long time ago. So anyway, I wanted like a black and white stitch of this. Of course, with black and white, with full coverage, you have shades, different shades of colors, but that's why it's like only about 30 flosses in it. So it's my one that has the least amount of flosses, and I wanted to get it started. So that's what I did. So of course this doesn't have a before picture, neither did the stocking. So it has an after picture. And I did, let me see. I got only about, let me see, I got 500 stitches in for the weekend, which really isn't very much. Most of the time I do a whole lot more. I'll do like at least 1,000 if not more, but I was busy with other things and also with some health issues. So what I wanted to do with this particular piece was I want to see my mom's head and face take shape as well as myself. So I decided to skip all of the background. There isn't tons of background in this. This is about a 350 by 350 piece. But there's enough background where it would take me a while to get to my mom's face and her hair. So what I decided, my goal, I accomplished my goal in the 500 stitches, which I did by going across the top, there, stitching across the top, and then finding the breakaway part, which is just about in the middle of the piece, and head down stitch-wise to where my mom's hair starts there and the outline of her face. So that's what I got accomplished. Doesn't look like much, but it was my goal, and I did achieve my goal there. This is about the size piece that I need for it. This is being stitched on a 25 count Lugana gridded fabric, so that I can just hustle through it and not grid it myself. Oh, and it is 1/1 full cross. That's how I usually do mine, so I usually forget to say that, but it's a 1/1 full cross. So that was my other new start. And then I actually did work on 2 other full coverages during my 3-week hiatus from making a floss tube. The one I got just 200 stitches in. It was for a challenge, for one of my challenges, and that is Maleficent, my dark lady. The challenge was actually to do 200 stitches on a piece that you call by another name, and that was easy because even though this is Maleficent, Story Keep Maleficent, I call her my dark lady. So anyway, here's a picture of her beforehand. And here's a picture of her after. And I think you can kind of see what I ended up doing. I usually am doing this on the diagonal. There's a few stitches off the diagonal because I finished up actual colors and got rid of them because there was only like 10 or 12 colors. But most of the major part I've been doing on the diagonal. So as you could see from the before picture, I actually started up on the diagonal and started working my way down. I did about 256 stitches and finished the challenge for that. I love her. She's so much fun. I've got 40.80% done on her, and I need to get back to her so I can say I got 50% done on a full coverage, even though it's only a story keep. But I need to go back to that and get that done. And anyway, she's just fun. She's fun to stitch on. And I really enjoy stitching on her because when I start getting sick of the black, then I go back to some pretty blues or some other things, and so it's been an enjoyable stitch. There's not too much confetti, but not too much of one color. Some people would say, well, that black looks like too much of one color, but since I'm doing it on the diagonal, you know, I'm getting in other colors too, which is good. And this again is being stitched on the same as Mamma Mia one. The last one I showed, it's being stitched on a 25 count gridded Lugana, 1 floss thread over 1 linen thread, a full cross. So that was what was done on that one. And then the piece that I got the most amount of work done on is my full coverage 21,000 stitches in 2021. And my poor picture, this thing is trashed. I need to make a copy of this. Again, it's just getting so trash looking. This is A Lace Maker by Artisy Designs. And I'm determined to get 21,000 stitches in this calendar year on this, and I am now above that because I used it. Did I use it as a challenge? I can't remember, but I know that I just started working on it and was just having just a good time, so I just kept working on it. So here's what it looked like beforehand. And here is what it looks like now. It's out of the Q-snaps because I had to use the Q-snaps for something else. So. And as you can see, I did get quite a lot done. That roof is taking shape. It has some confetti, but thank goodness it isn't totally confetti heavy. It varies, you know, between certain stitches. I mean, certain colors. So it's like, you know, not just one color here, one color there, which has made it work out and work a little faster. And this is being stitched on a 25 count white even weave. 1/1 full cross. I'm gridding it myself, and I got in 1,895 stitches. Boy, I should have worked a little bit more. I would have gotten 2,000 stitches done on it. So it was about 400 plus some a week. Now it got put down, and I've got to pick it back up again so I can keep ahead on it. And so anyway, pretty excited about that one. So that was my last whip. So haul. I just have a little bit of haul that I want to show. And it actually isn't haul so much as it is gifts. My daughter and son-in-law went down to Brazil to take, my son-in-law is Brazilian, and they went down about 3 weeks ago and got back just about the same time I did my last Floss Tube. And they brought me back some pretty special things from Brazil. They brought me back a lace piece, and they brought me back a cross-stitch piece with lace on it. So the ladies down there, a lot of them do this so that they can make some extra money because they aren't doing very well financially. So here's the one piece. As you can see, this has some cross stitch in it, some pulled work. That's Fortaleza, the name of the city that Hoffa came from and his family still is in. And down at the bottom there is some lace that was sewed on to this piece, some bobbin lace, which is what I do. So when Julie brought this back, my daughter, Julie and Hoffa gave it to me, and I just going, oh my goodness, this is so special. So I really appreciated what they did. They talked to the ladies down there, and the ladies got all excited, the ones that were doing the lace and the stitching and everything, and so they're asking all these questions, and my son-in-law showed them pictures of me stitching and doing lace, so it was really cute. It's hard to tell the actual, with this next piece here, it's kind of hard to tell the back side and front side on this. That's how good a job they did. So this is like a little mat in the colorful colors of Brazil. This is a bobbin lace mat. So pretty. They love to use bright colorful threads. They're down in Brazil. So when they make lace, it's with all the beautiful different colors in the lace. These are called tallies. When they're kind of squared off, they're called tallies. If they kind of get narrow at one end, wider and narrow at the other end, they're called leaves. And what's fun about their tallies is they do them in the variegated threads, so then they change colors. So grateful to my son-in-law and daughter for bringing these back for me to have in my collection. That was so special of them. Okay, I'm going to just go on to my plans, tell you really fast what they are, and then give you a life update. So, of course, I'm going to be doing the Christmas stocking on Sunday, and every Sunday, and I also do my temperature topography, my letter on Sunday too. Those are the two things I mostly work on, and so that will continue. And I do need to pick up Lacemaker again, because I set Lacemaker aside, even though I got a lot of that, lot of work done on it, because I was trying to get some of my Zombie Run challenge pieces done. So I'm going to pick that back up. I want to get at least 500 stitches in that this next week, because I have to check and see how I'm doing as far as my total stitches on that one. I believe, I didn't write it down, but I believe I have about, oh my goodness, I think it's 18% done on Lacemaker, when before, of course, it wasn't even started at all. So that's pretty cool, 18%. Of course, I'm going to work on Those Who Sing, and I'm going to be getting hopefully 1,000+ stitches done on it, and a lot more work done on it before next week. So those are my for sure plans, and then whatever else is kind of thrown in, whatever tickles my fancy, will be thrown in. So now on to life updates really fast. I was off the radar because of different physical issues. I'm grateful to some of you guys for contacting me. Thank you very much for wondering where I was. Right after I did the last Floss Tube, I came down with a really bad sinus infection, and they just wang me. They just totally throw me off the radar. I just get so bad off. I did a little stitching, and then I rest and sleep, and then I read a little bit, and then I do a little more stitching. And so the stitching got accomplished kind of, but I was just totally just not feeling well at all. Couldn't breathe. None of the stuff I was using was helping, and that's generally how it is with a sinus infection with me. So that lasted, for quite a while, and then I got better from that. And then I noticed I have a cyst under my skin that had been getting larger, and many years ago it had been lanced and drained, and just one of those under the skin called sebaceous cyst. Well, it got inflamed right at the end of my sinus infection, and it was getting really hot, and I was getting a little bit of a temperature, and so I knew it had gotten infected somehow. I don't know how. And so I went into urgent care, and amazingly, my regular doctor was there, because he has, like, once a month he's there. This is my urgent care that's actually at my doctor's office, but there's 5 or 6 doctors there, and they take turns being in the urgent care on Saturday. And so I walked in on Saturday and told my issues, and the nurse got out and got the doctor, and he goes, "Oh, hi, Colette." And I'm going, "Hi, Dr. Maurer. I didn't know you were the one here." So anyway, that was kind of nice. And he pretty much right there and then did an outpatient surgery on me and removed it. But that was painful, and I was in pain quite a bit for the next week and a half, 2 weeks too. So between those two things, it kind of just knocked me out, and I just couldn't do a floss tube. I just didn't have the strength, or didn't even feel. The first couple weeks I wouldn't have been able to do it, because you wouldn't have been able to understand me with my nose all plugged up. But the last couple weeks, last week and a half, it was because of the pain where the cyst had been. So all this wonderful physical stuff that I'm sure you don't even want to hear any detail about is what did me in for the last few weeks. So I'm hoping for a regeneration now. My lower back hurts a little bit, and I don't know why. I didn't do anything. I'm just like, oh, please, just let me get better from everything, please. So anyway, other than that, not much else is going on. I've just been stuck at home. So if anybody wants to know, who previously watches my videos, any updates on Kim, my niece who has brain cancer, she did go into the hospital a few weeks ago, and it was touch and go, and we were all concerned. She was having a lot of dizziness and stuff, but they checked and sent her home, and she's still trying to keep up on walking and her exercises and then that kind of stuff. So I would just have to say, keep her in your prayers if you're so inclined, and I'm glad that she was able to be sent home from the hospital. So, and besides that, things are just about the same here. So anyway, I am going to go on and finish up with my daily gratitude, which I do. I'm pretty happy with, I got this floss tube done pretty fast with all those whips I had. This piece right here, it says, I am not afraid of storms, for I am learning how to sail my ship. And that's by Louisa May Alcott, the Little Woman fame. This was a good choice. I have to remember that the storms we have are physical storms, like what I've been having and other storms in our lives, that they teach us how to sail our ships. I've been rereading Little Women this month. Doing it mostly because my daughter and I, we do a book club together, mother-daughter book club, and for August we chose Little Women for our classic piece. And it's been really fun to reread that book. I have an annotated version of it where it tells a lot of inside stories of different parts of the book and what's going on. And that has been really, really interesting. So I've been really enjoying that. So that's why I kind of picked this particular quote too. Anyway, I hope you all have a fabulous week. I hope to be back next week. And if all goes well, and so you have a week to do the giveaway, and so anybody interested, remember to answer those questions or they'll put those words in. And I just ask you all to please remember that to remember the beauty that's out there when you're traveling, when you're on the road, when you're at home. There is beauty out there in amongst all of our difficulties that are going on right now. Sometimes I have to tell myself, I have to say, remember all the beauty that's out there, because sometimes the other stuff just falls down all over you, and it can be hard. So if I can help you out in any way, encourage you, please remember the beauty that's out there. Go outside, take it in, or if it's a bad day, when we had all our smoke, I look back on my really pretty pictures of how beautiful things are during other times of the year. So anyway, love you guys. Take care. And I'll see you in a week.